Okay, let's have a go at Tacitus again today. The German armies, actually the armies in Germany, they're probably Roman armies, um, Pericles, very, very dangerous they were, in such strength, in such numbers, or such it was that these armies were very strong. This was a very dangerous situation. They were anxious and they were irate. They were angry by the superbia, by the arrogance and proudness of their recent victory, and from fear, as they had favoured the other part, the other side, the losing side. Slowly, they had disassociated from Nero, and not immediately had Virginius been pro Galba. And means whether there was doubt that he hadn't wanted to rule or be emperor. Delatum to him, so Imperium had been brought to him by the soldiery. It's been generally agreed, conveniabat. Even those who had not wanted to query, complain, I suppose, the accusum, this guy in the accusative, he's dead, Fontinius Capitio. Even though they didn't want to complain about it, but nevertheless they were still indignant about it. These are a group of people who this qui belongs to. Whom none to be remitted, he was not sent back, and even he was to be, it's in a radio oblique, he was even rereum, he would become accused or put on trial. They accepted this just as if it was their own crimen, their own, as if they were to blame or they were accused of something. 9. Superior exercitus, so armies in Germany. Superior would be Upper Germany, I suppose there's Upper and Lower Germany. These people in the army, they were spurning their legate, their leader, Hordionius Flaccus. He was invalid or weak with old age, and he was debilitated of foot, so he was lame. He was without constantia, which is like direction and steadfast and control, and he was without authority. Ne quidem, not even with the soldiery being quiet, did he have regimen, it looks like. He didn't have control even when they were not flying off the handle. To such an extent where they became furious and raging, this was added to even further. It was this burning rage because of his infirmity at the reins, of retaining them, controlling them. Of inferior Germany, of lower Germany, contrasting upper, the legions, for a long time, rather long time, comparative, they were fure without a ex-consul. They were without someone who had been promoted to lead them, I guess, from consular ranks, until by the sending of Galba, this guy was here. Adorat. Adorat means he was there. Albus a Vitellius came, sent by Galba. Of the censor Vitellius, he was the son of the censor Vitellius, and he was a censor and 3-time consul. Id satis videbato. This seems satisfactory. This guy had some good ranking, so they accepted it. In Britain, in the army, there was nothing of anger going on, no irateness going on. Clearly, there was not another legion through all of these civil wars. Motus moved. So they conducted themselves very innocuously. Either it was because they were far by the ocean divided from Rome, because Britain's across the ocean, or the whatever that British Strait's called, or by the frequent expeditions, which are female expeditio, had taught them rather Potius to hate the enemy. So I guess they weren't going to have civil war because they hated their natural enemies enough. Quies also in Illyrica, so there was quietness and rest there, although the legions by Nero being excited, it's probably like acito, which means they were summoned, and I guess they weren't in Illyrica, because it looks like now they were cunctanning in Italy, they were staying or delaying in Italy. Adio means go to, so via legations or embassies, they had a presence with Virginius. So the negotiations or something going on. With these different armies being divided by long spaces, which is very healthy to contain your military fidelity, your oaths and a general spirit. They were not mixed by their faults or their strengths. So the armies were far apart, so you didn't have to worry about the good and bad sort of things which could have happened. 10. To the orient, the east, this was still Emotus, wasn't nothing going on there. Syria and its 4 legions, Licinius Marcinius obtained these. He was a man in favourable and adverse conditions, jointly famous. Okay, so Euvenus was a young man. He cultivated friendship with insignis people, famous people or people who have got importance and means, very ambitiously. Soon, with all these overbuses attrited, with all his wealth had been worn away, his status was very slippery. He suspected the iracundia, the wrath even of Claudius, and he separated himself into, he secreted himself someplace in Asia. He was as far then from an exile as afterwards he was from being emperor or in control. Okay, Tacitus is double bonding here. Luxurious and industrious. He was friendly and comely, you might want to say, mixed with arrogance. Good and bad arts, he was mixed, so you might want to use that mixtus to say he mixed his pleasures and his purpose, his friendliness and his arrogance, and his good and bad arts. With voluptates, pleasures, he was excessively into them when he had spare time. And whenever he was on his expedition, military expedition, his virtues were great, even his bravery, I suppose. Parlam laudares, so openly you would praise him. In secret, they heard bad things about him. But amongst his subjects, the people who were under him in the pecking order, and amongst his proximus, those friendly to him and nearby him, and amongst his colleagues, he was potent with power by various lures. He'd lured himself amongst all these people. There's 3 apuds there. And he was rather expeditious. He was to whom he was it was more easy, you might want to say, to trade to hand over the imperium than to hold and obtain it. The Bellum Judaeum, a Jewish war. Flavius Vespasinus, Nero had delegated him as the general. Flavius Vespasinus administered this war with 3 legions. Neither was the will or animus, the soul and heart and wish, was against Galba to Vespasian. So since his son Titus, he had sent to venerate and get some cultivation of friendship with him, as we will remember in its place, or he's going to write about it in its own place. So there's no real difficult words here, so we'll just go adicent. It's the Daily Dictionary, adio. It's the subjunctive pluperfect we saw today. Go towards reproach, when he was sending legates out earlier. Finish it up here. The neuter plural, the secrets of fate and the ostentations and responses. We believed after fate had influenced, Imperium had been destined to Vespasian and his children. That's it.